Leon is coming at you with another video.
What's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Tony Willis, aka Braden's dad. How's it going, bro?
What's going on, CG? How you doing, Playboy?
Oh, how's it going, my guy? So, speaking of Tony Willis, man, what type of social media platform you do, my guy?
Hey, as everybody know, like you said, I'm Braden's dad. You know, I'm not trying to get any clout or anything off of that, but my whole little life has been dedicated to being a dad. So I got a podcast called Good Dads, Bad Dads Podcast. It's chronicling this year I'll be 50 years old. My degree is in audio video production. I used to work for K104. So hip hop turns 50 this year. You know what I'm saying? So going like from the Bay, you know, E40, you know what I'm saying? The Master P's, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we discussed. The first generations of father growing up under the hip hop culture, you know, remembering the NWAs,
Public Enemies and
now, yeah, and now being fathers, because like that's the beauty. I've had the chance to see the trend of men loving to be fathers. You know, like you said, you didn't know, or you didn't have your biological father. You know, you had a stepdad. A lot of men back then wasn't into taking care of their kids. Now it's a thing, you know, and I don't want it to be a trend. I want it to be a real organic type thing about men, because me and my brother was raised by a single father. Like, so, and we go into that with the podcast. So we go into the podcast talking about my parents, my mom trying to kill my dad, my mom trying to kill me. And then from there, I mean, in hip hop, I have two baby moms, I have two sons, two different baby mothers. One of my co-hosts, Big Rob Mingus, shout out to Big Rob. He has two baby mamas. He has two daughters, two different baby mamas. So that's kind of where the good dads, bad dads, and we're both 49, about to be 50. Well, he just turned 49. I'm 49, about to be 50 in October. So he'll be turning 50 next year. But so yeah, and you know, then we go into Braden, like discussing like you know, being a father, like, because I get a lot of questions about like how is it, you know, your son making his dream come true and making it to the NFL, and like it's a very exciting thing, especially for a kid like Braden that I mean, at a very young age, he dedicated himself to making it professionally. I mean, and he could have did it in whatever sport, but he chose football. I was trying to lead him towards basketball.
I seen those old videos of him playing basketball, so I had a feeling you were like. So I seen an old video where you actually like played him one-on-one, which
you saw that? You really saw that?
I had to do my homework, bro. I had to do a lot of my homework on my guests. I always have to do my due diligence. So I see that you were bragging about beating your son, and then your son said, "I let you beat me."
Yeah, I whooping his ass now. And see, that's the thing. Like with Braden, you know, like I said, we are natural athletes. Like that's how I grew up with my dad. So, you know, to push him in that kind of way. And that's what, like with San Francisco, oh man, y'all y'all got to steal with getting Braden. I'm telling you. That's why when I initially found you, like I said, I was just shifting around trying to see what people having to say about Braden. And you know, so when I talk to him, because like I said, my thing is a positive corrective criticism. You know, my thing is not to just hammer on him or nag on, because he already know he's getting a lot of that from his coach. But as his father, someone that knows his DNA makeup, you know, and because man, I ain't gonna lie, when I pretty much made Braden. Like I knew Braden was gonna be in whatever sport when he was born. I held him up to the sports gods. I think I'm playing. People think I be playing when I tell people that story, but that's real. That's real shit.
That's real shit. I mean, you
create that's real spit right there. That's real spit. I held them up to the sports gods. So, like I said, I'm very proud of Braden, but at the same time, I can't lie. I'm kind of, because like his senior year, he won MVP in his district in football. But man, Braden should have won all kind of awards. He went to Oklahoma as a 3-star. He should have went in easily as a 5-star. Easily. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Braden not understanding the business back then, promoting himself, pushing himself, depending on his coach who I didn't really care for. Like, that's why I said Braden listening to another man over his daddy. Like I said, because I didn't like his coach, but his mom and her husband liked him. So,
but you felt like there could have been better coaching at that time. But you know, you even said there was a lot of other schools offering him a recruit, but then you said there was a couple of schools you were disappointed by that they didn't even give your son a chance.
Oh yeah, like I remember, man, and this was big. Like Braden called me. He was like, "Hey, Dad," he like, "I think I'm gonna get an offer from Texas." I was like, "Oh, really? Why is that?" He like, "Because you know I've gotten an offer from Houston." So he got the offer from Tom Herman when Tom Herman and his offensive coordinator was at Houston. He had got the offer from them. That year, Tom Herman had got the job from Texas, so he was moving over to Texas. So my son thought, because he was going to Texas, you know, Tom Herman, all of a sudden they cut him all the way off. They cut him all the way off, man. They stopped following him on his little social medias and everything. Of course, he didn't. I mean, he got the offer withdrawn from Houston because it was Tom Herman. And he thought so. Yeah. So how Braden took it at the time, it was like, well, you know, I'm good enough for you as a 3-star for Houston, but I'm not good enough for you at Texas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we really had a problem. We went into when he went to Oklahoma, he went into it with a real chip on his shoulder. So that's why I love that little thing that you created for him, that 31 teams gonna pay.
He'll pay,
like, yeah. Because like I said, Braden, he walks around, he finds the little things to make him that little chip on his shoulder, give him that little edge to push out to beat out the competition.
Oh yeah, I mean that he seems to have a lot to prove. I mean, this guy was a 3-star recruit. This guy should have been better, but what is it with your son? He's got to prove something. I mean, I feel like he's already stepping up to the plate. He just, like you just said, there. So what's a few criticism that you feel that your son needs to do to become one of the best?
Just do a little bit more on the marketing, promoting of himself. He takes a humble, like I said, on the court, on the field, Braden is a trash talker. Off of it, he takes a little bit of a humble approach. I just think, you know, it's like with the competition. I mean, I can see Braden with his route running maybe needing to get better. Like I said, I've been following a couple of other little podcasters, 49ers. I'm new to 49er Nation, but I'm on board now. Like
yeah, you're on that train now, man.
Y'all got y'all winner. Y'all got y'all future tight end and Braden. Like,
Yeah, you kind of remind me of the wrestler Godfather. Let's get on the whole train.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Hey, it's for the, like I said, get your popcorn. It's about to be a goddamn movie. Like,
oh, yeah, it's about to be a movie. But you know,
for real, like
yeah, there's a lot. Like, okay, so just as a father, when did you knew your son was going to be an NFL player? When did that day come? Like you know how you like when you think as a parent, like, okay, my son's going to be this one day.
Like I said, I knew at birth. I really did. Like again, it may sound crazy, may sound funny. I really kind of I knew putting my DNA with his mom, like DNA. I did the research, like you said, when you watched the video of me and Braden, and I did the research. Like, so Braden came out a big baby. He came out huge. So, but like all the way through, coming up through in high school, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I mean, I kind of always knew. Like I said, I really expected him to stay at quarterback. Like when it was like a fluke thing, how they found out that he could play quarterback, but you know, it was since Pop Warner. But when he did, like I say, he took it all the way up to his sophomore year. Then that's where, because he got on varsity and couldn't be patient. But man, I kind of always knew. Like I said, that's where I will criticize. Like all in all, I got a son that made it to the NFL, but realistically, like his accolades, the things that he should have accomplished, should have been a tad bit
bigger. But
took a more humble route. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, no, his athletic and his work ethic was. So I felt like he should have talked a little bit more of that trash off the field. You know what I'm saying? Should have promoted himself more off the field. You know, so like that's why I said where he went, he shouldn't have went into college as a 3-star. He should have went in easily as a 5-star.
I mean, yeah, the talent seems there. I mean, like you said, he should have had more opportunities. But when you go to,
he got some good offers. He got some good offers in college. I mean,
yeah,
like, it wasn't even as a. But that's what I said. Like all in all, Braden should have been like the talk of everything. He should have been like when LeBron was coming out. That should have been for Braden when he was. That's what I had envisioned.
Oh.
When, like I said, when I had him up to the sports gods, that's what I had envisioned. Braden, like in whatever sport, in football, basketball, baseball, and he was on that road. He was on that path. He just took a more humble, and I understand to be like that kind of great, it takes a lot of focus, a lot of discipline. So, but I mean, he had it. Braden is a natural athlete. Like his IQ, his sports IQ is high.
Like no question. I mean, he seems like the guy that's willing to learn it. So it's like, you know, when you found out about him getting drafted, were you disappointed that he should have been drafted higher?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we always think that way, man.
Yeah. And again, yeah, of course, I'm gonna be a little bit biased, but
it's okay to be biased, man. I like the bias.
Of course, I'm gonna be biased. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna be biased. But yeah, of course.
So okay,
at least the late third. I mean, no more than third round. He should have won. Yeah, second or third.
Yeah. Let me ask you, man. Do you feel like your son should have been drafted higher than Latu? You can say what you want, brother.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean the talent. Your son seems to be ahead of the curve a little more. So it's like I felt like Latu was a project, and a lot of these people thought you don't know what you're talking about. You're too Oklahoma biased. You don't know what you're saying. I'm like, dude, have you seen how he's played in Oklahoma? He blocks and he actually can do stuff. He actually threw a pass. So there's a
he was a quarterback. He was a quarterback.
Yeah, little
like that's why they put it in there. They found out because his college position coach John Finley, you know, he had played for the 49ers.
Oh yeah, he was on the practice squad in 2008 for a while.
Was it? Okay.
He wasn't like on the active roster, but he was on our team's practice squad for quite a while. The name sounds familiar because I knew he was like there for a short minute and all that stuff. But so he trained him. he was on a couple of podcast interviews talking about your son, and quite a few people were praising about him. Even the coach, Brent Venables, was talking about how much of a talent your son was, and it's unheard of to get because this guy went through a lot, and there was a lot of good tight ends that came out of Oklahoma too. Like there was a couple of guys who transfer. There was this other tight end that was really good too, but he went to SMU.
Grant Katera.
Yeah, he was like a little behind him on the depth chart. Then you had Jeremiah Hall, who was a fullback, kind of a tight end type.
Yeah, more fullback type.
But it took him a while. It took a while for your son to get more opportunities. Was it kind of like okay, in the early parts of his years, did you feel like Lincoln Riley didn't utilize him the right way?
Of course, yeah. My brother, it was funny. Funny story. My brother was a Texas fan, so he had to cross over. Everybody made fun of him having to cross over because Brady went to Oklahoma. But then, he was quick to run back to Texas. He was like, and use Lincoln Riley. He was like, man, Lincoln ain't using them correct. He like, man, I'm going back to Texas.
Oh, wow.
He like Lincoln. He like Lincoln ain't. I mean, we felt like my son praised to Lincoln because Lincoln gave him the chance. Lincoln was the one who gave him. That story was funny how Lincoln found him, but gave him the scholarship. So him and Kyle Gundy found him and gave him the scholarship. So much praise to Lincoln Riley. But yeah, no, he didn't. You know, you initially believed in him, but didn't give him the opportunity. And that's why I say where I just felt like Braden should have been a little bit more aggressive within trying to get the opportunity, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So, since we'll throw a couple of questions and then we'll get into other topics later, like you want to throw in the Kobe, which I know that's something you want to chime in a little bit, but let's just answer a couple of questions about, I guess this is interesting. Which NFL team you liked before?
Did you like? I really didn't. I had players like I said, I'm a basketball dude. I grew up more. I thought, and I was leading Braden towards trying to play basketball more. So I really didn't have a team. My dad and my brother was Cowboy fans, so I like players. Like I was, players.
So were you a Barry Sanders fan too, or no?
Oh yeah, I love Barry Sanders. Sanders, Mike Vick. I mean, I go on naming all players, different teams, different players I like. So there was a player that you kind of caught my attention on when you were comparing your son to somebody. Like, let's take away whatever happened with the controversial with this guy, but let's not forget the fact Aaron Hernandez was an cover tight end at one point. He could have been in the same conversation as Tony Gonzalez. Man, Aaron Hernandez was going to rewrite the tight end position. The kid had amazing talent. Again, like Brady, he's one of those. That's why I made the comparison. Again, he was undersized, just physical. He was a physical, and that's the thing with Brady. You know what I'm saying? That's, again, why he was actually shorter than Brady. I think he was actually like 6'2".
Yeah, he was about 6'2" or around there. Yeah. Like Jordan Reed's another tight end also that I actually had my comparisons of also because of the wide receiver type body, but he was a mismatch too.
But like I said, with Braden, and that's where I'm not getting where I listen to certain reporters and creators where like they saying Latu is a better blocker than Braden. I'm having a little hard time kind of believing that. So I mean, I don't get a chance to see it, and I haven't recently talked to Braden, so because I'm letting him try to focus and make the roster and everything and get through the season. But I'm having a hard time kind of buying that one, believing that one. So,
oh yeah, a lot of this.
I know he's a little bit bigger, a little bit more girthier. Because Braden, again, should have been a quarterback. He has a lean frame, he does. But the kid is physical. I mean, extreme.
I mean, you raised this kid, so you built this guy, so he's built different. But hey, maybe in the near future, maybe you'll be able to see Braden come on faithful. Maybe. But this man trained him. This man trained him.
Yeah, got the videos. Got the videos on.
Yeah, look at his old videos. Look at the old videos. If he's on your comment section, if you guys make Braden Willis videos, he's gonna check it. He's gonna see what you got to say about his son. But if he sees a lot of the positive, he's gonna follow you and see what you got.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come from just other Niners content creators. I mean, he looked at Jackhammer, which he does mostly reports inside. I think Sterling Bennett does 49ers Axis. I think you followed him.
Yeah.
There's quite a few other guys, but I think I'm probably the most consistent one out of all of them because I've always tried to get the faithful to look at the real ones that you might want to pay attention to instead of the ones that everybody's hyping about. I was actually telling them, dude, I don't know about Latu. And some of the faithfuls were saying, then why did we draft him so high? It's because he's a project. You look at real talent, Braden is a guy that can do more. He can catch the ball. He can block. Dude, the guy double blocks somebody on a play. That opens up the
he blocked 4 people.
4 people at once.
With a little around that round in Oklahoma. Talking about that round.
Yeah, that round where you got 2 at once and then block the next guy.
Yeah. You got the 2 at once, yeah.
Yeah, the 2 at once special. That's kind of like the Trent Williams special, but yeah. Oh, here's an interesting question. So this is the guy who was kind of calling your son undersized, but he's going to ask a question. Let's see. Did Braden ever hurt anyone intentionally in his high school? Was he bigger than everyone in high school?
In high school, he was. In high school, he was kind of like he was, yeah. You know, when he got to college, then that's when he kind of realization. But in high school, I mean, in Texas, they're big kids.
Yeah, so. Texas is a big program when it comes to schools.
Yeah, that's what we do.
College.
Yeah, that's what we do down here in football. So I mean, a lot of the kids, but Braden was one of the larger kids. His frame, he just got, like I said, a little bit of a slender frame. His overall exoskeleton. And like I said, I had dreams of Braden being a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, that's what he should have been. He should have rewrote.
Quarterback position. I mean, all that stuff. But but Braden gets to play with a quarterback. So we were having a little conversation, a little behind the scenes, and you really liked this quarterback. So I think you were kind of mistaken how I felt about Brock Purdy, but you seem to like Brock Purdy, right? More than the other guys.
Well, I like Purdy because we're familiar with him, with playing at Iowa State, and he came in, I think, a year before Braden.
Yeah,
so we're kind of familiar with him, and I think he's familiar with Braden. So I think he'll target, but I think he'll target Braden a little bit more because he's familiar. He knows Braden. I mean, he
got the most winningest. He's got the winningest record at Iowa State, and last season Iowa State was nothing without him.
And let's look like right now. Because I'm new coming in. So, all this Trey Lance and, we've been grooming them for 3. And, I did jump on last year when Purdy came in. He did, he won those 7-8 games, or the 7 and lost to the – I did come in. I mean, it was – like I said, I like the kid's story. Like, I don't know how great he can be. I know that's the beauty about sports, though. That's the beauty in sports is that, this is the underdog story. Like, in sports, you have like those stories to where, people just believe in themselves and that, that taking those philosophies and those life lessons and using them outside of sports. But sports is one of those things that you learn as a kid. Because that's why I used to tell Braden when he was in high school, by the time he got to his 11th, 12th grade year, I'm like, man, you've been playing this sport since you was 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? You've been playing sports. You're a professional. I'm like, at any job, if I work on a job for 12 years, I'm a professional.
You're a pro at it, plain simple. So it's like.
You've been playing this sport, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, by the time you get to college, you've been playing this sport for over goddamn 15 years. It's like
since his birth. So it's like, dude, it's like you got that. So you told me how your son became such a little bit of a trash talker. So did he pick that up from you? You said he's got that 2.0 version of you, right?
Yeah. Nah, he's right off the bat. Now, I'm bad if you talk trash to me. If you don't say anything to me, I really probably won't. But Braden was off the bat a trash talker. He's just off the bat with it. Like it's his thing. He feel like he can dominate. Like Braden is a very physical person. I mean, great personality wise, great person, but like in sports and his competitiveness is
it's off the chain a little bit. Like there's just something there. It's just like you said, he's got a blue chip on his shoulder, but when you see this guy trash talk a little bit, I feel like he can do some WWE promos, man. Talk some smack on them. That's what I feel like. I mean,
he can. Like you said, he took that 31 Tigo. He
took it like he was pissed and he wants to prove it, bro. He even had a podcast where he was talking about that he did not want to go undrafted. He said, hell no.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and he should have went higher. Like, he really should have.
I guess Randy's trying to fall.
That's the beauty of it. To give him a little bit of story, because really Braden don't have too much of a story in his life. Like I said, more of the story come from, me and his uncle, and what I'm saying, as far as the tragic part. Like Braden, we really tried to make sure that Braden had the best and was able to make the best choices and decisions. So that's why I said, like, and he know it, and that's the beauty about it. That's why I said why he's such a great kid. He understands how blessed he's been, and he doesn't take it for granted. He really looks at it and take advantage. He's a hard worker. Like I said, I've seen a lot of kids that's blessed and they take it for granted. How blessed they are. Braden never has. You know what I'm saying? He's always worked hard at his dream, worked hard. Like I said, he got that competitive thing, that competitive chip on the shoulder. So he's a big time. I mean, it's in his blood. It's in his blood
because of you, but yeah. I think he can't take it for granted because he's a 7-round draft pick, man. Not many 7-round draft picks make the roster, but your son could make it happen. Just bring that talent like he's been doing. Yeah. Like I feel like
everybody is to say right now they got him as tight end number 2.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of reports. He's actually been the leading catcher for tight ends. Right. Like I've checked a lot of the sheets. Even Jack Hammer and quite a few guys have been giving me these reports and say, "Oh, Braden's actually the one making the most catches besides George Kittle."
Yeah,
but everybody's talking
about blocking wise because that's where like Sterling on 49ers. He was, like I said, Braden, and like you said, you saw him in Oklahoma. Like I said, the play
saw the talent was there.
Like, I mean, he loved to block. That's always been his bread and butter.
So he embraces knocking people down just like how Kittle feels that way. But, the more I start to see it, man, I've kind of had that idea in my own head, like, what player does he kind of bring to the table that we drafted in the past? And I'm like thinking, well, Juwan Jennings was that guy that just wanted to knock somebody down. But think of Juwan Jennings at 240 and 6'4" with that same attitude. They're pretty much the same thing, but just different body weight. But you can tell Braden has that it factor, man. He has the it factor, just hasn't given the opportunity. You saw him showcase at Oklahoma his final season. If it wasn't for the COVID year, would have Braden got to be where he's at? I don't think so, because he needed some opportunities. He needed some reps. And what we saw his final season was good enough to maybe be a 3rd-round draft pick.
Yeah, he should have been.
Should have been. And I guess the bandwagon of what Randy said about your son, he's already changing tunes now. I got him to be a believer now.
Oh, really?
Remember that was the one? Yeah.
Which guy?
Remember the guy in the comment that said your son's too light or something?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then we got this.
By the end, he gonna be a stone cold believer.
I mean,
we're a total convert. We're gonna totally convert him. Why? After today, hopefully, they give him quite a few reps into their game.
I hope so, man, because I've been pounding that table for your son, man. He made 1 catch, made a good, nice tackle on special teams, but I want to see a little more. I mean. I guess if Kittle and Willis were done with football, they would be like the Dudley Boys, man. They would be kind of like. But I heard a good story from what Braden said about when he met Kittle. Kittle was messing with him, but Kittle was somebody he modeled his game a little after him.
Yeah. Yeah. He loved, like, could kill his physical.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's the thing, that mindset. Like Brady learning and being able to pick up from the mindset of a guy that has the same mindset, that's physical, just want to like run over, crush, and smash a guy.
I mean, dude, like when I see talent, I can tell you when I see talent. But like I remember a couple years ago when I saw this guy coming into the draft. I did a lot of my research, and then this kid's already our starting guard. So I'm already doing like a lot of this. But when I saw your son play at Oklahoma, because I keep track of Oklahoma from time to time, I seen your son make some huge plays here and there. But I'm like thinking, if they play this kid more, maybe I see some potential. Maybe he can be a top 5 if he gets to be utilized more. But I didn't see a lot of them on the field in his previous years until last season. That's when I started seeing his name out there. And I started throwing his name out there often. And a lot of Niner fans are saying, nah, we don't draft Oklahoma players. Some of them just don't like them, or some of them are Texas fans or whatever they are. I'm like, damn you. And then some of them are USC fans too. So,
yeah.
But I kept pushing for this guy. And everybody's kept saying, why are you pushing for this kid? We're not going to get him. And then when I finally got him, everybody's like saying, shoot, he's going to talk all that smack now. He's going to say he's better than the other tight end. Some of the content creators even thought of me and say when they drafted this kid, he's already going to call him the best tight end right now. And they already knew right off the bat. It was just so funny.
Hey, well, he's going to prove you right. That's he's going to prove you to be a psychic. So he's going to help really. So like later on, like I said, once we clear the air and get everything, and we can work on trying to get Braden you know, like I said, let them establish yourself, and let them prove you right and prove me right.
Like I feel like it's nothing to do with me being a little biased with Oklahoma. I just feel like when you look at the talent, it's there. It's just you got to give it a chance and all that stuff. But an interesting video. So John Chapman, I don't think you've seen this video. He made a video about your son. And he actually thinks very highly of him, but then he kind of throws the jab a little on the Oklahoma stuff because he's a Texas fan. So he kind of threw a little shade at the college that your son went to, but he really likes your son. He says I would put him a little higher at the list. But you got to check out the video.
The guy you sent me.
Yeah, John Chapman. That dude had a video about your son. Yeah, I'll send you the link. But I
think you already sent it to me.
No, it was. I think I'll send it to you later. I think I told you about it, but I don't think I sent you the link. But so behind the scenes, me and this dude been talking. You know, we've been talking some football from time to time. But now that since you want to do some type of podcast, bro, we're gonna work on that slowly. So you got like your brand. You're gonna rebrand it. So you wanted to do like a sports thing with me, right?
Yeah, the sports and like I said, the mental health.
And mental health. Yeah, I'm open for that. Oh, Braden. Oh wow, this is a Rams fan, bro. This is a rivalry, but he's a troll, but he's one of our biggest trolls in the community. Despite how you guys feel about him as a Rams fan, he is one of the original OGs, bro. I actually respect him because he actually comes into the show and actually debates respectfully. He may be a smart A word, you know, but he knows his shit, so I can't dispute that. Oh yeah, I hope Halloween comes so we can get. Oh wow, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah. I mean, I think the difference with how Kyle drafts his players, he drafts them with good characters and the winning attitude. So when you saw George Kittle, it was a winning attitude.
Yeah.
Braden Willis, winning attitude. Those guys mix well. They rather block somebody than actually catch the ball right now.
Yeah. And Braden, Matt, again, another in junior high, right? He was in the 8th grade. Basketball. They won the game. Now, this is how competitive Braden is. And this is how much he has to be a part of the game, a part of the win. Basketball, they won the game. So I go into the locker room after the game. His teammates, they all celebrating. I'm like, hey, I tell one of his little teammates, hey, where Braden at? He like, I think he in the shower. I said, like, what are you doing in the shower? He like, I think he around there crying. I said, what are you crying for? So I go around there, Braden in there. I'm like, son, what's wrong with you? What's the problem? We won the game. He like, yeah, but almost lost it for us. I said, but then you won it for us. Like, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but I should have been a bigger factor. I mean, that's the kind of guy that Braden has always been.
He's emotional. Seems like an emotional leader.
I mean, he's just a competitor. He loves to compete. He loves to lead. He loves to lead by example. He loves to be the one, you know what I'm saying, out in front, you know what I'm saying, like a general taking charge. So, I mean, San Francisco really got him at a steal. Like I said, the whole little, the saying, the slogan that you got, it's going to really catch on, be a big thing. He's going to make the 31 teams pay.
I'm just thinking about promoting a brand. Once this guy becomes bigger than what he is, I want to start promoting that 31 teams going to pay. Actually, I want to put like a little. I'm probably going to use your son as a way of kind of motivating those other content creators. I'm going to say the rest of those content creators are going to pay because they didn't pay attention to me. They didn't listen to me. I might use your son as reference just to use it as a way of saying, hey, don't underestimate my knowledge a little bit, you know?
Yeah. Like, on this one, you call it. Like, in the end, it's going to be proven. Like I say, it has to be proven.
It has to be proven, but
it has to be proven.
On the field.
It ain't about the talk. It ain't about the talk. It's about
the field, what you could do on the football field.
Yeah. Like I said, that's the problem with the quarterback the situation right now. Trey Lance supposed to have all this potential. And that, again, why I like Purdy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Purdy, like I said, I did kind of follow towards the end when Purdy was doing that. Like I said, I do. And nothing against. I'm a new fan. I'm jumping on the bandwagon because my son is there now.
Yeah. I guess you're on that whole train like Godfather, man. Join that whole train. Like you said, pimping ain't easy, man.
Baby, but hey, it's always fair. We keep it fair.
Yeah, we keep it fair. But you know, like you said, bro, like is what you've done on the football field. And I think even with a little bit of snaps, I think your son's showing enough promising compared to the other tight end. I mean, I'm not throwing shades at Latu. I actually want him to succeed, and I actually want him to prove me to be better. But I just felt like the kid was a project. So it was like, it doesn't take scientists to realize that this kid is a project. Yeah. Brock likes to throw the tight ends, and I think Braden will be like the other go-to guy. Besides Kittle, you're going to probably see more. Actually, I actually do hope that your son does play more snaps. No disrespect to Dwelly and Warner. Sit your bums on the bench, bro. Let's see what this kid can do before we come into conclusion, because I've seen maybe a little bit of snaps of your son. He got one catch, made a special teams tackle, which is kind of more important. That part could make him easily make the roster if he contributes on special teams, which he did pretty well. Yeah. So there's no ifs and buts about it. Yeah. I feel like he is a solid blocker. He does his job. He embraces it. So when you watch your son play, man, this man takes the game serious. Oh, yeah. Like I don't see no other player having that blue chip as this guy. You look at
another guy, his IQ, his sports IQ across the board in all sports. His sports IQ is high. It's always been extremely. That's why I say he should have been a quarterback, because the sports IQ is extremely, extremely high. Yeah, like he knows angles. He knows, like I said, his sports IQ is just extremely high. You know, so man, like I said, San Francisco really got a steal. But I think I like him going to San Francisco. This was one of the teams that when we was talking that I was kind of rooting that would draft him. It was between here. Kind of the Eagles had a kind of interest in him. I kind of liked him with Hurts, you know, because him and Hurts know each other. Yeah. And, of course, you know, I got the Tiger thing, the whole little Tiger. And I love Joe Burrow. So I would have loved to have seen him as a Bengal. You know what I'm saying?
But then you had another team that wouldn't be too far for your son. It would just be right around the corner.
Yeah, of course.
That would have been the dream.
Yeah, that would have, especially if he could have came here and helped them win the championship. Yeah, I mean, but
you like
I want someone that's going to utilize, and like I said, to be up under a guy like Kittle. You know, I think with a lot of professionals to have a mentor that really helps out a lot of people.
Yeah.
that really helps take a lot of rookies' career, especially if they got that good mentor that they could come in and see. He wouldn't. I don't think he would have that with the Cowboys or really.
He would have to be the guy himself.
Yeah.
And but having somebody like George Kittle helps you a lot more, like as far as the blocking and the way he catches the ball,
everything.
Yeah, and then a couple of other veterans that may not be as good as you think they are, but they do give you some pointers. Sometimes those guys that kind of been around the league so long, maybe you might not think of them as good players, but they do give you the knowledge of what you're gonna do.
Everybody got some input to give in. I mean, they wouldn't be on that level if they didn't know something.
maybe
you don't get on that level on accident. Now, I mean, there are some people that's born families, Stephen Jones. I mean, there are. But for the most part, to get on that level in anywhere in any professional management plan, I mean, you gotta work at it. You don't look into that.
Yeah, but you got to work on it. But especially, I think what we're gonna know about your son is we're gonna find out this game and the next game, and we'll go from there. But I already see that this may go crazy, but I say he's gonna have to be the number 2 if they're gonna want to if they want this offense to go to the next level. I already seen your son already making some key contested catches. He's already making noise, but everybody's kind of questioning his blocking. I think his blocking's not even a problem. I think it's more about consistently doing.
That's what I don't understand that part. I mean, that's always been his bread and butter before. Even this last little season, I mean, he was getting recognized. He's always his little play. That's where we say where Lincoln didn't utilize him correctly. Lincoln utilized him for a lot of blocking. He didn't utilize his athleticism. So, like if you go back, like before last year, before Brent came, all the games before, that's mainly how Lincoln used him with all the blocking. And Braden embraced it. He took it. Braden's going to do, he's a team player. So whatever the coach asks of him, he's going to go out there and do it. And he loves to be physical, but he loves to score touchdowns too. He
already got 7 touchdowns last year as a red zone.
He loves to score a touchdown. But he loved the pancake. He loved the pancake of person.
I checked out a couple of those interviews, and he even said he'd rather enjoy knocking somebody to the ground more than catch the ball. That seems like a George Kittle attitude to me.
Yeah. And like I said, so to have George Kittle, that's why I said I really was happy that he did get drafted by San Fran, to have a guy like that to mentor him, like I said, to teach him. And so many things. I mean, not just things on the field, but things off the field too, as well.
Yeah. How to be.
George Kittle seems like a pretty and like from what I have talked to Brandon, like George Kittle seemed like a pretty cool, down to earth, humble kind of guy.
Kind of like a jokester, but kind of a chill dude.
Yeah,
he doesn't. I mean, he takes his job seriously, but he kind of has his moments where he just likes to have a little fun.
Playful, their life. Like I said, it's a balance. Like that's the whole thing. That's where I want to make sure Braden, with everything going into the, he has that balance. So balance of life,
for sure. But hey, since we want to go with that topic, man, I know you want to talk a lot of that Kobe Bryant stuff, man. There's a lot.
Mamba, baby, the Mamba mentality, baby.
All right,
man, one of the greatest basketball players to ever, like, man. I know, and I'm a Jordaner. I am. Anybody that's a Kobe fan, you got to understand, Kobe's a Jordaner.
Yeah, he's his own Jordan. Yeah.
We all got the Gatorade. Like Mike, if I could be like Mike, we all.
Oh yeah, Mike. They made a movie called like Mike.
Huh?
They made a movie like Mike or something because of the Jordan. And then they made one with Space Jam with him. Now it's LeBron's. Like,
but Kobe, man, that dude, the mentality, just the man he was. Like I said, to what he was about to do off the basketball court with his daughters. I mean, I really, I don't even really want to go back into that day, but man, I just hate just the overall potential. I mean, because like what he did, the passion, that was the most beautiful thing about Kobe over Jordan, that, he took this man as a mentor. He learned. I mean, he copied. I mean, a lot of us was trying to do it, but how Kobe did it, Kobe took it to the next level. All in all, Kobe was a better dribbler. He was a better shooter. He was more. I can't say more athletic than Jordan, but I think. Jordan,
I mean, but he had that little instinct, like the mental mindset.
Yeah.
He just had a different mindset. When it came to the big games, he'll make the key shots. I mean, he had to carry more of his team. I mean, in the early part of his career, he had a lot of good talent around him. But then in the last two championships, let's not act like those other guys were all-stars. There was no Shaq.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you had Gasol.
I mean, Gasol was decent, but I mean, he wasn't no Shaq.
There was no Shaq, and then Odom was solid.
Odom, Kobe kept having to mentally get him up to play. You know what I mean? Mentally get him to put drugs down and all the dragon. Mentally, that was that whole and that were Jordan and Rodman. That whole little, what I'm saying? We could kind of make a comparison with that, but because when Lamar Odom was on. Let's not get it twisted now. Now, I mean, but Kobe was still the overall talented had to carry that team, and I mean, and the marketing genius of going from 8 to 24. Like, I mean, this man got 2 jerseys retired.
Yeah, number 8 and 24, man. What does that tell you? Like,
who does that, man?
Who does that? That's just
who does that? This man got 2 jerseys retired. This man got 2 lives.
Yeah, with all due respect to Michael Jordan,
2 lives. Yeah, this man retired. I mean, the whole little reinventing yourself. So I'm big about that. So that was the whole little thing with Kobe. That whole little reinventing yourself. And again, something I hate to talk about, that little situation with the little snow bunny in Colorado.
Yeah, I've heard of that incident, but that's kind of been like the one thing everybody brings up. And then
that's the one little thing where people try to knock on Kobe.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So that's why I go ahead and jump in real quick. Like, I ain't
positive side. Let's jump on the positive side. I mean, he kind of
hear it, what I mean, because somebody gonna come with it. I mean, someone always do with he got like, hey man, nobody trying to hear that.
Yeah. Take nothing away from LeBron. I appreciate what he did for the Lakers by winning the championship. That's nice and all that. But that COVID year, man, that COVID year was the weirdest year. The weird part about the COVID year was we lost a great one. That's the crazy part. Like, man, it caught me by surprise. When I found out about Kobe Bryant passing away, my sister made like a little direct call and told me, hey, did you hear about Kobe passing away? And I thought she was just joking because she doesn't really keep track of the sports like everybody else. But I guess it caught her attention. And I'm like, are you serious? And I look it up and I'm like, oh crap. And it just surprised me. And I'm like, damn.
Well, I was looking, like, I heard about that. Because for a minute, like, it was rumored for a couple of hours. So, like, I heard about it early, but then it was like, oh no, that's fake news, And then it finally came through to where it was like it was real. I was like, oh my God, like, man, that's especially like with his daughter, man.
That was tough. Especially his daughter, like he was going to the games with his daughter too. So that's what I was hearing about. He was taking her to like to the game or something, to the tournament or something, and then all that stuff.
Yeah. I had the other parents, like, they were all going to a game.
Ooh, so, it hit me pretty hard when I heard about that part. But then when actually the one thing that gives me the respect for LeBron was he actually won that championship for Kobe that year. He put that in. Like, there was no other player besides Jordan who had the emotional feelings about Kobe. You saw that emotional feelings that LeBron was saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this for you.
Well, LeBron and Kobe got close during that when they played the Olympic.
When he broke the record, he actually kind of like congratulated him and all that stuff, and that was the mutual respect they had for one another.
Yeah.
But
they very close. They very, like I said, they got close during the Olympics. I mean, they had been close before that, a little bit before that. I know they got real close. Like Carmelo tell that story about Kobe going down to practice, 4:00 in the morning. when they was in the Olympics, like and now all of a sudden he had the rest of the team, but Carmelo, he was like, man, fuck that, that was too. Excuse me,
Yeah, it was
like, man, forget that. That was too early in the morning. I ain't going down at no 4 o'clock in the morning. But see, that's what I'm saying. Players like that to be great, that Mamba mentality, and that's why I said that's the mentality Braden got. He got that kind of mentality.
But in basketball, he was wearing number 24. So I just wanted to throw that question. And plus, behind the scenes, we were talking about Kobe a little bit. So,
well, yeah. So he knows how big I was a huge Kobe fan. I'm a huge.
Yeah, but speaking of what's been going on lately, I guess I don't know if you actually talked to your son before the game. That's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, tonight, I haven't. No, I've been letting them kind of get focused. Yeah, get focused right now. Because I could go, I get in the zone and go to try to talk and motivate and stuff like that. So, like right now, I want him to kind of focus in, let in. So yeah.
No, but yeah, everything like
he don't even answer his phones. He won't take no calls from me. Really, I think he may take it from his mom. That might be. I don't even think, because I remember at one time in college, he wasn't even taking his mom because he called me after the game. So he liked to zone in.
Yeah. So for those faithful, man, this guy is a motivator. This guy is a gym guy. He does a little bit of everything. And this is what we plan on working in a few weeks after his vacation, man. We're going to work on some sports and mental health. And hey, it's actually good that he actually reached out and we reached out.
Well, my other brand, that's what the Triple T is. My
Triple T,
the Triple T is my fitness. Triple T fitness. I got partnerships, Sweat, Boxing, and Training. That's one of my partners. We and then Vasquez Promotion. We got a boxer that's Jake Sasa. He's a WBC champion down here in Texas. So want to push and promote him. Promote Hector and Brandon. Those my business associates with Sweat Boxing. So yeah, we got that whole little boxing. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's why I said Braden was built for all this. This is what he's been a part of all his life. Is been around, sports.
Yeah. But was there So when we see your son on the field, did he take his frustration on you or anybody else? I mean, when you have a football mindset, you just want to take it on somebody and pretend it's somebody like somebody in your family. Like, man, that dude just pisses me off, but I'm gonna use it on him.
No, I don't think. No, me and Braden, we've always been pretty close. So no, I wouldn't.
No, like on my brother, like I had to use that on my metaphor towards my brother because that's how he would always try to I don't know why he did that.
I know for a while it probably was his little sister for a while.
You had to use that mental mindset, you don't have to use it. You don't have to go at them, but maybe use it in the football field to where you can knock them down and say, you ever seen the Water Boy, right? Remember how he had that vision?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would think maybe that's the mindset. Use it against them.
No, that's good. I probably have to ask him. I don't think he does though. I think like I said, Braden is one of those people he like to exude his dominance. He's one of those. He's aggressive in that kind of nature to where, like I said, he don't have to use that kind of mental to get him there. Like I said, the mental that he'll focus in is like, this is a man standing in my way that you say is bigger than me, stronger than me. I'm finna show you. I'm finna dominate this dude. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really his mindset right now. It's like, like I said, he's at, and he's always, like I said, been pretty much the bigger. So in these different stages, like I told him, he's always been a professional, but now in the bigger stage, when he went to college, he was, again, no longer one of the biggest, even though he's still a big kid. He is still one of the top tier big kids, but he's no longer. Now he got a lot bigger. Now and professional, now you got a lot bigger guys.
Weight room Willie, that's what they call him, weight room Willie, man.
Yeah.
Is that the nickname you gave him, or was it just a nickname?
No, Jeremiah Hall gave him that one.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Jeremiah Hall did it on a podcast. He says, "Hey, let George know that you're weight room Willie." I thought that shit was funny.
Yeah, I loved it when they gave him that name. You know what I mean,
Weight room Willie.
It'd be a joke between me and his mom.
Oh,
I love that with Jeremiah, and then the whole little factor with Jeremiah. Like I love doing that podcast with Jeremiah. Like that really,
they got that good personality together.
Yeah, like hopefully him and Kittle. I mean,
I would like to see a Kittle and Braden podcast. It should be called the Tight End U podcast or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think, yeah.
So, bro, we've been going on pretty good, bro. But hey, we're gonna definitely catch up in a few weeks, man. I know you probably want to go catch up to watch your son play, and for just to let the faithful know, tell them who you are and what is your platform purposes at this point, man.
Again, I have a couple of different ones. So the main one you need to start following that I really want to push is Good Dads, Bad Dads podcast. Again, that's Good Dads with a Z, GOOD, Dads, DADZ, Bad Dads, again with a Z, podcast. Again, at the end with the podcast with a Z. Like me and CG, we're going to come back on. So if like it doesn't come up right now, we're later on we'll be able to bring it up, and CG will have it. I can send it to him. So
yeah, and as for
the other one is Triple T. You can find me on Instagram, Triple T Fitness. Be me in boxing picture.
Well, what's with the boxing picture? Because when I looked up Tony Willis, it just had a boxer. That's what it showed.
Yeah. Well, that's again with my partners and stuff like that. So like a lot of I'm kind of looking at my training going more towards boxing, mixed martial arts, working with mixed martial arts and boxers. Like growing up, so my thing was training like young athletes and general population, just working people, but mainly athletes, because I knew Braden was going to be athletes. So but now I'm getting towards going from like football, basketball players, skilled players to more skilled athletes in mixed martial arts and boxing.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to. I guess that's what you take into the training into sports. That's the best. That's the beautiful part about sports, man. You just get away from all the issues like boxing and kick or mixed martial arts. It kind of gives you that little frustration to where you want to take towards somebody else.
Yeah, you got all those bags. So like on the video I put out today. So like I said, if you go to the Instagram, go Triple T, it's triple with the 3, TRIPL 3.
Once you rebrand that brand, I'll I'm going to promote it, man. I got you.
Yeah.
In a few weeks, we'll work on something for the faithful, man. Me, Mr. Willis will do some sports like sports and some psychology, man. Like just a little more. Maybe I might even bring Stuart Swagger, the guy. He is a mental psychology guy, and he used to be playing for the Raiders in Purdue. This guy, if you were talking mental psychology, bro, this guy knew a lot of stuff. Like I had him on my show a few months ago, and this guy would just talk more about the mental psychology stuff, man. This guy just took it very to the passion, bro. He had some stuff going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that guy knew his stuff, man. But yeah, bro, it intrigues me. Now that I think about it, I might want to do more promoting of the mental health a little more too, because that's why I had to do more homework, and I'm like thinking, this is something I want to work with.
Yeah, because like I said, it's real out there. Like I said, like my mom didn't mean to try to kill my dad, but I mean, in her head, like I mean, she's took advantage of the. And I think you said you had a little chick that had a mental issue that tried to
Yeah, it was like, I guess it was 2015 or something, like a long time ago. She had a schizophrenic, like she thought like psychology, bro. She just thought like she was insecure. And I told her, I don't got nothing to hide.
Yeah, I had a chick, yeah.
She was over like, she was a little older than me, maybe about like 7 or 6 years older than me because I was like something else. But man, she felt insecure. And then she blamed me for a lot of her stupid suicide shit. And I'm like, come on. Are you going to blame me for something like this? Yeah, oh my God. She made me look bad. I'm like, what did I do? But you get what I'm saying, bro? So, Yeah, you
But
know,
no,
man,
it's real out there. Like when I opened up telling the story about my mom, like a lot of people came and started telling me their story about brothers, sisters, like the situations. Like
I've dealt with mental health.
my mom is light. Like now she's off the street. Like 'cause my mom lived on the streets for over 30 plus years, living out there homeless, and she's recently came off the street and taking the medication. So yeah. So we really need to touch on that. But like I said, when I started sharing that story, like other people start coming out with their stories, and like, man, there's some people I heard.
Yeah, it just, you know, now that I think
It's
about
hard. It's hard as a family member. I mean, really. I mean,
now that I think about
it's
it, bro,
someone you love, but you can't control them, and
you
it's
can't
all in their
control the
head.
emotional feelings out of them. So it's
Yeah.
like sometimes, like when I had to look at what direction I was looking to do, I wanted to do a little bit more than just a sport. So when I had as a content creator, I had to do homework on who I'm going to work with. So I had to go all the way to your old videos and looked at a bunch of your stuff. And then it was a no-brainer. Like I'm thinking, okay, maybe I need to do something like this because a lot of people, let's not deny it. Some of you guys have some mental health issues, and maybe it's okay to put it out there. Maybe people can listen to what's going on. Maybe people can feel for you, and maybe we can all help each other. Instead of downing people, let's encourage others, man.
Yeah.
Like let's go through this together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what kind of got my attention. So I was like thinking, okay, yeah, he could be a good sports podcaster we can work with, but I like the mental one better too. Yeah. So it really caught my attention.
Well, that's what I want to, like I said, touch, because that's the story. Like I said, I mean, I was 10 years old when my mom tried to kill my dad. Oh, I mean, imagine, like, I mean, it was right in front of me and my brother.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is two people that I love.
Yeah,
I'm 10. I'm in the 5th grade.
You're coming in the 5th grade, and it's just like, you know, when you grow up from that, it's just not normal, man. Like,
then my mom tries to kill me.
Oh,
I mean, my mom don't even go to prison, like, because where I'm from, my grandmother, my mom's mother, is like stupid powerful, or was at that time.
Yeah, but
so
we all
really. So now I'm back living with my mom a year and a half later.
I mean,
like my mom was supposed to do 20 to life, attempted murder. And part of it was the mental thing. So
it's a serious matter. Like some people just don't take it. Like some of them think, oh, that's not a problem. Like, dude, it is. Like you see some people, they can be the nicest person for a minute until you pick on them, until you piss them off. They might have a different mood.
Switch hit.
Yeah, and people just think it's a joke, dude. Like I think people need to start taking the serious of mental health for some people, man. Like you may think, oh, they're normal, but if you piss them off and you consistently keep pushing them, you're gonna get a different human being. Yeah. That ain't gonna be the nicest person you're talking to. The next minute, he's gonna be the one that's gonna try to kill you. Yeah. Or he might want to hang up himself. You know, that's just not right. But
I mean, we get a lot of it today. That's why I really, it's real sad times that we're living in, because we're getting a lot of people that, and I want people to really understand if they mentally, and then some just taking responsibility. You know, it's really if you got a chemical imbalance as compared to where you just, you know, because we don't want people to misuse and to hurt the ones that are really mentally disturbed. So that's why I say, I know for some people, you know, it's just they really don't want to follow rules.
No, some of them just like do what they want,
and they want to use anything to try to get out of the responsibility of it. So. Yeah.
But hey, bro, we'll definitely touch base on some stuff whenever you got the free time. But for the faithful, thank you guys for tuning in. And hey, we're just looking forward for your son to be on the football field and make us proud, man.
Yeah, let's go catch the game real quick right now.
All right, man.
Big things. All right, CG, bro.
All right, man, for sure, bro. For everybody else, CG is out, and Mr. Tony Willis is out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.